Be here as always every day. If it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's LinkedIn Live, Hour of Empower. You already know Andrea. She's just so valuable to the show and to the audience, and she's just a huge favorite. We have a new person, Ashley Schmidt, who is coming here for the first time and has a incredible story like all of us. And I believe more people could learn by hearing stories, sharing stories. It gets people more centered and it's more relatable. So with that said, the key word today is family. So
Yes.
we want to relate to that because, in my viewpoint, this is a true family of choice. That we choose
Yeah.
to be in a large gathering every day with some wonderful people who are just here to be wonderful with other wonderful people. So, with that said, the chat's open. Omar's here already. Thank you, Omar.
Hi, Omar. Hi, Leslie.
Leslie's here, a real stalwart supporter of the show. We've got, let's see
Ja,
who this person is. Hi.
Jones.
Okay, new person. Good morning. Got an individual, and this is what it's going to be for the rest of the show is one after another. So with that said, Andrea, say hello, and then we'll have Ashley talk.
She says family. He is family. Yes, for sure. I will explain that later. But yeah, family. It's such an important topic, and you actually gave the key. And I have chosen a quote today, and I wrote it down for me because when I'm back in my own home, I want it on my board on my and it goes as this: families are the compass that guide us. They are the inspiration to reach great heights and our comfort when we occasionally falter. So, with that said, thank you, family, here for having me every Tuesday. That's number one. And then, secondly, I want to share a little story. And there's a saying, I think that saying is all over the world the same. And it says, family you have, friends you choose. So, in the days I didn't love myself, I just accepted that because I had enough and many conflicts with my sisters, for example. So I was easily accepting, yeah, friends you choose, family you have, like, oh, okay, I have to take them on board because they are my siblings. But it's not like that. And the story goes as such that when my sister celebrated her 60th birthday, and I must say, she doesn't have a family of her own. I mean, she has us, but she doesn't have any children. So there was this party going on, and there were all her friends there with their children, and there was I with my family and my so ex-manipulative partner. And my sister is called Maria, and one of her friends, he was doing the disco. So that song, Maria, came several times in the night. So, and they were all on the dance floor, Maria, 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 and they were all dancing. And then my partner said to me, "You see, she organized her own family, and that stung. That stung because I was triggered. I was triggered. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. In those days, I didn't know. Now I know that friends become families, and we can choose our families. That family is not purely blood related, and that is the reason why I chose the quote, because we are inspired by our families, whether they are friends, we are comforted by them, and they do bring us to greater heights. With that said, there is a family here, and on LinkedIn also, and Ashif is one of them, and it's the Zen family. And we all are followers of Richard Ahmed, and we are in a family, in a WhatsApp family. We share daily inspirations, and we start the Monday with gratitude, for example, and we end the week on the Friday with saying happy birthday to ourselves. Yes, we and this is a family just like here. This is also another family, and I'm grateful. I have my family, I have my siblings, I have this family, I have the Zen family, and I have other families. And all I want to say is it's not blood related. We can have and choose families however and whenever and with whom we want. Yes, that is my short introduction to that
No, I think
that quote.
that was wonderful, Andrea. Got us off to a great start, and really focused on family and how you can define and grow a family. Because in most situations, the older you get, the more you're subtracting instead
Yeah,
of adding. But
Yeah.
if you could be adding by choice and by need at the time, right? Is who do you want now that could help you and you could help them? How are you matching up? So, with that, I'll turn it over to our new guest, Petra, but she likes to go by Ashley. Ashley, why don't you say hello, take a couple minutes and share a little bit about yourself for context for people to get to know you
Hi.
and your thoughts on the show and why you're here.
Thank you so much, Don. I'm very appreciative that I am here. Can and family is just like Andrea said, it's just a universe. This is just so
mm.
wholesome, so with heart and soul. And well, I'm originally from Germany, and yes, I knew you were going to react to that. Uh, I have not been home since about 40 years. I've been here
Oh,
42. And my family is basically already passed away, all of them. So when I came onto this platform, LinkedIn, it turned out to be that I have a bigger family now than when I was born.
yeah.
This family holds you up. It supports you with such love, with such integrity, with such a strength that it's impossible. Even if you want to run, you just can't because they are always there. It's like, where have you been? Yes, and where have you been? Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? So, Don, it is so wonderful that you have started this LinkedIn podcast live. And I'm so grateful that you have because there are so many individuals, my family members, and my friends are on LinkedIn and other platforms. And I'm truly grateful to you, Don, that you have started this. This is just absolutely wonderful. Andrea, we are in the same corner, believing that family is everything, blood related or not. The matter of fact is, when you have anything going on and you want to handle it yourself, please just don't. You have your family. Reach out to anyone that you're already family with that you don't even know you are part of. And I am just grateful because I've always thought I don't have any family, I have no one to talk to, what is going on? And then all of a sudden LinkedIn families jumped in to, hey, what are you, why are you so quiet? Why
Mm.
are you doing this? And I'm just grateful. I'm just absolutely grateful. I do have two boys, in Florida. I have 12 adopted children, grandchildren. Yes, I adopted right after my son was murdered, and I decided to adopt 6 children each. It just floored me. Yes, my son was 13 months old, and he was pushed in by an 8-year-old and had a curiosity of if a baby can float. So he left him and just walked off. But it's back then of course, it was really a shock, and I was not there for 2 years until finally I snapped out of it and said, "You can't carry on like this." And then all of a sudden, I realized that I'm going to write a book. I write a book about, a child safety, child abuse, child, just to keep our children safe. I still have it on hand because I just don't want to give it out. It's so precious to me, but I'm happy. I'm happy because things have a purpose, and family is just there. They're there when you need them, or when you don't need them at all. They are just there, blood related or not. And I just want to say that both of you, thank you so much for having me here. And I'm just elated. I am absolutely elated. So that's enough about me.
Okay, well, that's quite a bit. And, want to thank you so much for sharing so much with so many. And
Mhm.
you touched everybody in ways that they wouldn't have known if they weren't participating today. And it's really, thinking is great, but feeling is where it's at, because your thoughts change with everything, but your feelings are pretty authentic. And with that said, let me introduce really quickly, just Omar's here. Thank you, Omar. Leslie's here. Thank you, Leslie. We got a young individual. Good morning.
Hello.
We've got Rafe here. Thank you for coming. Ashif, that
Yeah,
Andrea already mentioned.
finally.
And that's the other thing is you can have some fun and also feel good. Good morning, all.
Miss Kelly
Dennis,
is here
Dennis
too.
is here. Good
Mhm.
morning. Ash is my company initials for 48 years about saving heat. What a
That's a
coincidence.
good one. I love it.
Kelly's really into it. Dean's here. I saw Dean was at the restaurant show in Chicago. I'm so proud of him and how he's just advancing in so many ways. Roxanne's here, who was on the show Sunday, did a great job. Thanks so much, Roxanne. New name, Ruchi. Great
Ruchi
initiative.
Mhm.
From India, I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
could be.
Hello.
Dennis says gratitude and attitude with friends and family still works. It says we can choose who we create family with, Roxanne.
Mm.
So true. A most blessed afternoon to you all. I'm utterly happy to be here. Please don't ask me how or why. I don't know. I just know that I am. Well,
That
thank you,
is
Olu. And actually, Olu and me are having our first Zoom call later today. So that's great. I like to get to know everybody. Uh, Dean says, you
oh,
have me too, Andrea. You have
oh.
become part of my
Dean,
story. That's part of my family.
Dean, I love you too.
And he's a great guy. If you don't know Dean and you're not connected or reaching out, this is a wonderful opportunity to get to know
Mm.
people better who you got to know for a little while today. This is like preview. Olu says, I want to be quiet during this session as much as I can and share my feelings and thoughts after. I don't want to miss anything that the hosts share. LOL. I might chime in a bit, but I'm focusing on what is being shared primarily. And I think what Olu demonstrates is transparency, right? This is what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Right now, I thought of something to say that you might be interested in. Earrings keep you linked in too. Okay. Um, Good morning from a gentleman, Mara. Thank you. Lillian's here. Lillian was fantastic last Friday with Harvey and myself.
Mm.
Uh, Olu, Wendy's here. Wendy's a great gal. Reach out, connect with her.
Mhm.
Here's a new face, a new name. Uh, Franklin, hi. Thanks for being here. Uh,
Mhm.
as we continue, Ashif says, uh, inclusive life journeys are much more fulfilling at all levels. Well, it's
Mhm.
always more fun together, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, so when it gets right down to it, that's pretty simple. Randy is someone I've seen here before. Hello, thanks for being here, Randy. Christine's here. She's a regular. Wow, the amazing thing is, I was just talking about families of choice last night, not knowing what the topic was today. Such a coincidence. Well, sometimes I wonder about coincidences. I think
Mhm.
there's a purpose and a reason. You might not know it at the time. Dennis said thanks. Leslie's coming in with clever universe. Wouldn't you agree?
Mhm.
Okay, we caught up. Um, well, why don't we go to Andrea and what's your thoughts now, especially with Dean telling you how much family you are to him?
I love it. And I mean, I really love it. I feel, yeah, I feel special. He makes me feel special, and that is nice, right? And yeah, that's how I started. I wanted to thank this family for having me here every time, and this is how I feel. And I have been away a couple of days through circumstances, couldn't follow you, and I missed it. I start missing you guys, and that shows that how we bond, right? And this is why we're here. This is why people are coming back every day. They bond with us, and they learn. They go home or go to work or go back to their jobs or whatever, wherever they are, and feel a little bit better than when they came in. So, and this is why I'm here. I want to inspire and motivate others and make them feel at home. Because it's what Ashley said. She said she hasn't been home for more than 40 years. And I always say, home is where my heart is. Yes, I always connect. The moment I am again in the Netherlands, next week I'll probably be in Germany, and I connect with the people there, and I make sure I feel at home where I am, and that is I think that is really important. Home is within your heart, Ashley. Don't you agree?
Yes, I definitely agree. As a matter of fact, there was a movie on a long time ago, and it said, "Now I don't have a home," but it turns out to be that the home is where the people, your family is. It doesn't matter where it is, what land it stands
Mm.
on. The family is the people, the friends, the. Yes, I agree with you. It's absolutely true. It is true. You are, you are all my family,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
we are in different places. So yes, you are, and it just fulfills my heart. So
So,
if
so Ashley, why don't you share a little bit about what you're doing now?
Oh my goodness, what do I do now? Actually, I was an executive paralegal for 35 years. I worked for the Attorney General in Florida, Tallahassee, and Bob had taught me a lot. I was very young when I started, and he basically, I was taking care of corporate owners that had issues with keeping their doors open or issues with employment, whatever the problem was. Bob would ever always send me there because of the fact he told me, he says, okay, unbendable, you're going here. So, meaning that nobody could corrupt me and nobody could tell me what to do. So, but now, currently, I am assisting business owners if they do have issues with right before they close the doors. Hopefully, they don't come that late.
Mm.
But actually, they have no place to go to where they can say, I have a problem here, but I don't know who I can get to actually get it done quickly because, uh, it's it's just heartbreaking. This year has been so great for business owners because now we have business owners that can come to me and say, "Ashley, can you do this for me? This is a major problem. I'm facing bankruptcy. I'm facing to close my doors," and of course, yes, I'll go straight on the top to the corporate and figure out what is the problem. Let's strategize. Let's get it done, but then I also write grants. A
Mm.
lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that. Didn't know. It just came across, especially now for the for profits, for the organized startups and entrepreneurs. They have a wonderful opportunity to now get their dream that they wanted, and that's part family too. And when they knock on my door, it's like I always wanted to have my own business, and it's that become a part for family because they
Mm.
know that they can call me for anything and everything, and that's how I get them started. I encourage them, I motivate them. I not tell them, but I ask them to do this particular item to go ahead and get it started. Are you ready? So that's basically what I'm doing. And of course, I do mentor a lot of people who need it, who are a little lost, and make them my part of the family. And they appreciate it very much. And the mentorship, it's a way for me to pay it forward. So it's not like somebody has to pay for it. I give that to them and get them what.
Wonderful job,
Yeah.
Ashley.
Thank
Wow.
you so much. I'm sorry, that was a lot in
Well,
one
and I
time.
think, it's so important for people to see what other people are doing and hear why they're doing it, because then it starts making maybe a little bit more sense
Yeah.
for them. Here's a comment from Roxanne. At one point, they were using paint cans for weights. Okay. Here's one from Olu. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better since I'm among you all. I'm truly fine indeed. Thanks for asking. I'm sure you're doing beautifully too. Where else can you get people wishing people blessings, love,
Mm.
happiness, who see each other every day? It's fun. It's interesting if you see somebody every 10 years, you could see how overjoyed or someone is. But when you can see each other every day, what it does is reinforces these good words, these good feelings. And just like going to the gym every day, if you keep doing it, you'll continue to get stronger, healthier, bigger muscles. And we can do this by not going to the gym, by just getting in front of the screen. And what I thought that was interesting is so many people waste their time in front of screens that relate to strangers or
Yeah.
people they don't know, don't even care about, and for sure aren't cared for by them, when they can create and be participating in a different video, right? That's meaningful, that's family, you know? I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you could get all your family together every every day for an hour and everybody was there happy and supportive? Well, to what Ashley and Andrea have said, when you add the family of choice with the family that you were born with, now
Mm.
you can keep it complete. You can continue to find new players to support you. So, Andrea, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I want to share. There's also a lot of talk about what is the right CEO, how does he have to be, and this and that, And I've been sharing before my job at the paper mill, and when the paper mill, this little paper mill in the Netherlands and others, they were part of a big American company, and the American company, they went bankrupt. So there was this little factory where I later came to work, actually 10 years later. In there was the CEO, and he had built so much trust. He asked every employee if they would give one month of salary to the factory, and he got all of them on his side. And with this knowledge, he could go to electricity company, and he could arrange that the lost steam a paper mill produces, that it was actually put into a transformer. Yeah, they built this huge transformer in the end, and they were delivering to 10,000 homes or so, something like that. I can't remember exactly the numbers. But what he created was a family, a family attitude. The people felt like they were one family and working as a family to make this paper mill a success. And I came in there 10 years later, and that feeling of a family was still there. And he made sure that even if you were new and everybody else in that factory, whether they were on the work floor or whether it was a secretary or HR or a quality guy or whatever, they all made gave you the feeling of being a new member of the family. That's another form of family. And this is what people need. They need to be connected to even in the work they are. They need to be connected to the people to thrive. Yes, and that's why I'm giving this example of families, whether they are chosen or not, together they are strong. They are much stronger than we could ever be as one single person. Yes, simple, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And when you think of family, it's also situational,
Mm.
right? I mean, if you're part of a bowling league, right, that could be a family, that takes place when you go to your league. So you can have multiple families. In most cases, what it is support. That's the value of family. If they don't support you, you're better off by yourself. If it's difficult instead of easy. But I think if everybody made it easier on other people, it would be easier on them, right? Because if you're more welcoming, you're going to get more welcoming in return. If you're more into conflict or into being adverse to something, you're going to create that situation. And at the end of the day, you got to figure, what do you want to do with your time, and how do you want to feel about the time you spend?
Mm.
you know and if you can figure that out, then you can figure the details. But too many people want to fit something into a box that won't fit.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant for it, you know but they don't give up the big thing. They look for a different box. So, I think that's what family does, is it makes you think what other people are saying that aren't saying it to you or at
Mm.
you. They're just talking, and now you get to choose what you pick out of the air and try it on.
Mm.
And the other thing about family is it's about community, because when people think about family, they think of dinner, they think of
Yeah,
holidays,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? It's like family is who comes around the table together,
Yeah.
and who's sharing the food and who's making sure everybody's taken care of. And that's what you remember. The Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the New Year's, whatever it was, who was around the table. So yeah, I think so. Um, Ashley, what's your thoughts now on the show?
Oh, I absolutely love it. Thank you, Don. Again, I'm just so overwhelmed. And now I'm feeling that now I have a bigger family than I can handle. I absolutely love it. And I'm just so grateful. It's amazing. It's a good feeling. And Dawn, Andrea, I'm grateful to you both. I mean, like I said, that subject, family, did spark that, not a flame, but a California blaze. Like, yes, now we can help our family. Now they know we are there for each other. And Don and Andrea, thank you so much. We could not do this without you guys. And we have to have this like every day. Can we do this like every day? Just letting people know that you can come to us, you can reach out.
Mm,
We are family. We will give the 100% our heart, our
mm,
soul, whatever it is that you need. You just reach out. As
mm,
long as you reach out to your family member, you are my family member. You are Andreas and Don's family member. Just those, don't hesitate, just come and reach out, and we all will combinedly resolve whatever issue that it is you wanted to address. We're here no matter what. Germans, they are stubborn, and they will not go anywhere, and they will be loud and saying, you are not doing right by my family member, so let me show you how this works. So yes, Germans are stubborn. They are loud.
Well, that's what's so wonderful about this show is you would never think or until someone said something and then you'd laugh so hard because it's a surprise to everybody on the show
Mhm.
because nobody knows what's going to be said next by who and how important that is. And if anything, creating happy moments, laughter, smiles, that is the best way to start a day, and it's the best way to share with a family. When you ever been around family and you have relatives that start laughing and they can't stop laughing and they start crying and they can't breathe, you know,
mm,
you can't help it but laugh with them, because it's contagious. So I think what we need to do is create energy and a flow that is a magnet to people who are tired of anger, hate, loudness, all the things that make people not want to share, that want to put people back in a closet, versus showing the light. And there's plenty of us. I mean, there's 900 million people on LinkedIn. Even if only 20% do something, it's 180 million.
mm,
Even if only 10% want positive stuff, that's 18 million. Who's going to supply it? Right? It's not going to be by someone's little post that tells you where they went yesterday. It's going to be 50, 60 people who lock arms together and say, we're going to do something for good and show it where we're at with who we are. We're not going to invent something in a laboratory and think, will it work when it gets out there? People can see this. They can feel it. There's nothing to be said, and if people truly want more, and more people need more than they can access in the physical world. I mean, how am I talking to Andrea in Germany or Dean in Texas or whoever? And how many people have yet to be touched? We're just talking about LinkedIn. I mean, what we're really doing here is live streaming on other channels in other circles. And eventually someone is going to really, really not only fall in love with what we're doing, they're going to make it an important mission for people to know it. And that's what's going to light this up. We're just here early. And to everybody's point, we're looking right now at many ways to extend, expand, have more events, have more specific subjects, working groups. Why not use this as seed to grow a flower, right? And continue to help each other get better, not just smarter or happier. but go into action, because that's really the key, is how do you apply everything you feel, everything you learn? Is there a channel for it? And, I always told people who work for me, and I had a family business that was a family, you know,
Mm.
and it was 37 years. I had people there for 35 years, 30 years, 32 years. I seen people come in as kids almost and raise families, buy a house,
Mm.
you know, and all that. And when someone's joy becomes your joy, and sometimes people can do things you could never do to feel the joy they give you,
Mhm.
right? So there
Mhm.
is no altruism without
Mhm.
benefit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's no whole sacrifice without feeling I can't wait to do this again. Because the next best thing of helping yourself is helping anybody. Right?
Mhm.
Something should go towards somebody or something versus waiting for your turn, you know? And so,
Mhm.
anyways, we can go off on this, but Raquel's here. Rocky's Rocky's so cool. She always starts with family.
Ah, familia.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's what we're about, and that's what people should be about.
Mhm.
How many times if you visit family, right? And
Mm.
you're on the plane, and all of a sudden you get anxious, right? You can't wait to be there. You start to smell the food already before you're even at the table, and you see the relatives you haven't seen. I mean,
Mhm.
that's really believing in a future. Raquel says, "Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday."
Happy
She
Tuesday.
Ashish says, "I share this every opportunity I get. Power of synergy. Why not?
Yeah.
What's the use of
Mm.
having a family and connections when you don't tell them the most valuable and important things you participate in? People are so focused on what do I tell them? Tell them somebody else's stuff that's important. You're just the messenger,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to be the creator, and you can post every day if it's just sharing somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
How long does a share button take? With a line of type, 20 seconds. Does anybody
Mm.
not have 20 seconds to share something that was valuable to them that they
Yeah.
smiled at? You should be the curator of your family.
Mhm.
You're the ones who should be saying,
Mm. Hi, Raquel.
yeah, Raquel's here. I can't wait to get her back on the show. She was just amazing and still is.
Mhm.
And once we say family, everybody like Olu, sees it and shares it. And
Oh.
I think it continues through us. So it's not to one and then back to another. It circulates
Mhm.
Mm.
directly, indirectly. It just has so much power. We need to use more power with the power. We need
Mhm.
to access more of what we have that we're not using. I would say get a busy schedule set up. you know,
Mhm.
Say for 20 minutes, I'm going to recognize 3 people today on LinkedIn, right? Wouldn't take much, but if you pencil it in, you look at it, you might do it versus thinking about it.
Mhm.
Who would like to, ask point, who would you like to talk to here? Who are you curious to get to know better? Well, make a Zoom meeting, right? Take initiative. So, anyways, Ashley, what's your thoughts? No, maybe where are we?
Well, what do you mentioned the Zoom meetings? I agree with you. Zoom meetings are wonderful. I love to rather have a Zoom meeting with someone face to face instead of texting and messaging.
Yeah.
That is great too, but Zoom meetings are set up so easily. You can use not only Zoom, there are other platforms like Google Meet where you can just click on and just connect without having an appointment. Family is first. And like you said, we are family.
Mm.
Use the Zooms, it's only 5 or 10 minutes to just say, hi, how are you? What's new in your life? And stay in touch with me more often. Don't just click in every once a year. Christmas is 365 days in a year. Let's come and get together, and let's use that as, spreading the goodness, the love. We love all of you. You all are our family. Please come and join us. Come watch Don's family channel. Yes, that's what it is. Family channel. There you go. Don't you agree, Andrea? That's exactly what it is. So face to face, I love it. I absolutely love it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Andrea?
Yeah, it is true. And I just want to come back to one comment I saw, and that was from Wendy Wiseman. She said, "Oh, the box." I could feel her skin crawl because I have the same. I have the same. We use this term "come out of the box," huh? And I'm asking you, what box do you want me to be in? And I'm asking you out there, and I'm waiting for your answer. What box would you like me to be in?
Mhm.
Because I have a box, and my box is called me, myself, and my limiting belief. And that's the only box I want to come out. Yeah, nothing else. How about you out there? Do you have a box? Do
Well,
you have a box you need to come out?
Yes,
well,
any if you are in a box, then
Mhm.
just open it up and let us know if you want us to take you out of that box, help you out of that box, your comfort zone. If that is your comfort zone, then we just jump right into your box as a family and make it our box. So,
Yeah,
just come let us know, what box are you in,
yeah.
so we can
What
help.
box are you in?
Yes,
Because
exactly.
this box, the fear, the box with fears and limiting beliefs, it's only on your head.
Yeah.
Take action, huh? Take action. I last week I traveled. It was uh, uncertain to the point that I was there, and to the whole point I was back in Amsterdam, and I traveled. I had no seat on the train, and I missed the train. But I needed to be in Berlin to see the Jay Shetty show, and I succeeded. And the former Andrea would have had this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh my God, I can't do that. I have to travel all by myself from Amsterdam to
Mm,
Berlin. And what? And then the train
mm,
is not going. Oh, I want to go back. Oh, please. I want to go back to Amsterdam, you know? But now I told myself, hey, action, Andrea, action. You want to be there, so you do it. And I was there, and it was beautiful. I even met people from Amsterdam who had the same problem not getting a ticket for the Amsterdam show. So we all ended up in Berlin. I got a client during that show, and I have met another starting coach who wants to meet me to discuss what's the best way for her. So, and all unexpected, and it was, and then don't. The journey back was awful. It took me like 12 hours, but
oh,
I stepped up. I just took action, and I left everything which was fearful on the side, and I did it. Yeah.
mhm,
This is the way you can do it.
yeah,
Just take action. Stand
yeah,
up for yourself. Take the power back. Take the power back, and don't let fear overcome your desire to live.
mhm,
Desire to live.
mhm,
Huh?
yeah, that is so,
Every
so
day.
it's so very important for people to understand they're the master of their future. They're
Mm,
by creating something, by doing something,
mhm,
something will then happen. Somebody will get something, somebody may return something, maybe you'll learn something. If you do nothing, you get nothing. And if you think
mm,
of doing things and don't do anything, you're better off not thinking of those things, right? Do something, take a walk, do something you can do now. Be
mm,
happy with something around you now. Too many people postpone happiness.
Yeah.
You know, they think they're not worthy, or they think it's not big enough, so I need to work harder. They worry what people think, so now they got to buy a bigger house, which means they got to work harder again.
Hmm.
And pretty soon they're paying for things they never see or enjoy.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
what's worse is their family doesn't see them. And you know, part of being a family is spending time together.
Mm.
It's not much of a family if no one's together. It's family in name only. And the other thing about families, the best families are the ones who play together, right?
Mhm.
How many families I know growing up, card games were like every night. Like all the
Mm.
family would come up and all the older people would sit there, drink coffee and eat pastries and play cards forever. Other families would have barbecues, picnics, right? And they'd play football or something together. And that's the key is when you're with family, get active. Just being at the table and never talking to someone, never sharing something with somebody, never bringing something to the table, you know, that's who you are, and that's how the family sees you.
Mhm.
The difference here by choice is everybody has a choice both ways. No one has to be here. No one's obligated. And no one would feel guilty like if a family, someone never talked to their brother in 20 years or something because of something no one even remembered. You know, you wonder why are
Yeah.
people still fighting if no one can even figure out what are they fighting about? Uh, versus, you know, who's the peacemaker? Who's the bridge builder? Right? Who's the one that says, hey, if we look at each other from across the side, nothing is going to happen. If we both build a little bridge, right,
Mhm.
we can meet. And I think the key, you know, because we're choosing our family, we should choose how we take advantage of our family and how we give advantage to our family. Is like, you know, you go out and you said, hey, I just found something for the family, right? We're building the family together. So family has to grow with the people in it, but the people have to grow with the family around them. So it's a little confusing at times. So Ashley, got into family quite a bit, huh? No one's been thinking about family as much as we're talking about.
Oh, I know, and especially when you said 500 million, I'm gonna have to get me a bigger house here. It's time to build a bigger house for my family to come in and visit. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, I agree with you. That's if your family member cannot come to you and express what they're feeling right now, or you don't have to go through it by yourself. That's why you have family.
Mm.
You're not alone. You just reach out. It's just that one thing. Are you going to take that step? That uncomfortable feeling of, oh, should I? Yes, of course you should. We are family. Family have to be together. They have to hold together. They have to help each other, and that is what it's all about. Let's just, you know, reach out. That's all it takes. Just take your hand. The family is a lifeline that you are going to be saying to yourself later on, if you did reach out, why didn't I reach out earlier? This could have been resolved, and all this energy that I was trying to hold in, holding myself in deciding on if I should or should not reach out to my family member, that is a waste of time. Just reach out. Just don't even think about it. I have this problem, or I have to face something difficult. Just reach out to a family member, us here all on the platform. You can
Mm.
out, and they will give you the love, the support, their heart, their ears, their eyes, their links, their lifelines, you name it. We
Mm.
have it as a family. Each individual of us has uh, uh, different thoughts, different help that we can help you with. It's not your family members are your resources. They are the lifeline. We are all here, your lifeline. Come reach out. All you have to say is just hello. That's all it is. You just reached out. And don't stay within that box. Stay with us. And we will, I promise you. Family, like I said in Germany, oh my goodness, they're all over the place. And if you don't see them, you will hear them. Why did you not do that? I was right here.
Well, that's so wonderful. So, Andrea, we're getting close. We got a few more minutes. So how do we really take a look at family now from where we started to where we are?
Well, I think for yourself, for everyone, for yourself, you have to make a decision. And we come to the conclusion there are many types of families. There is the family that is blood related to you, and you may have conflicts with the siblings, and ask yourself, why do you have this conflict, and could it easily be overcome? Because then you can be as loving with your siblings as you are with the family you have chosen. Yes, it's as simple as that. And there are those conflicts between family members, siblings. They are caused by lack of attention from the mother or the father or anything. Or I'm not good enough because he or she gets this and I don't get this. I don't get the attention. I don't get the book. I don't get. I get one potato less. Stuff like that. It's so easy. But it's all related to these traumas with a little t. Those traumas with a little t you can overcome. They were just triggers. They were just triggers for you to think, I'm not good enough. I've recently seen it. I was out with my sisters in Bologna, and they were fighting. And I was like, you two have to come to the conclusion, where is this conflict coming from? And my sister turned around and said, you want to be the mediator? and she was telling me off. But when the fight was over, both of them came to me, and the one said, I said, so where is it coming from that you believe you have to take care of her? Yeah, our parents said, yeah, you were little then. Now we are grown ups, and she can take care of herself, and she has to make the mistakes she's making. No, you can't stop her making mistakes. Yeah, and then the other sister came and she said, "Oh, your mother, she always wants to belittle me," and I said to her, "You know, it's triggering you thinking you're not good enough."
Mhm.
And just off your shoulder. And she said, but it's so difficult. No, it's not difficult. Know by yourself that you are a lovable person, that you are good enough. We all are good enough. And then you can do it. It's easy. Then life is so much easier. Yeah. So my advice is, when you do have conflicts with a family member, DM me and ask me, how do I do this? And I give you instruction how to do this. Yeah. And then you can look at it and you can help yourself. You see, the beauty of getting rid of that conflict is you don't need the other person. You just have to understand yourself. Tricky one, huh?
Yeah,
I
so,
get you.
it was so
That's
true
right.
because only through communication can you really have true family.
Yeah.
And one thing about family is once you get to know them, you get to know them and you
Yeah.
know what to expect from them. And when you're in an argument with family, there is no win-win anymore.
Mm-mm.
There might be a win-lose. More than likely, it's probably a lose-lose
Yeah.
where both people feel upset. And you know what I used to do is resolve a conflict before it started,
Mhm.
right? If someone was so intent on winning an argument that didn't mean anything to me, then let them win. You know, what
Mm.
does being right mean? Right? So
Mhm.
so you're right. Now what does it mean? I'm wrong. We're going to talk about something else you're right about and I'm wrong. You know, and when you show that it doesn't matter, it's hard to fight somebody who isn't fighting,
Mm.
you know, because you look bad, right? If you hit somebody and they don't hit back and you hit them again and they don't hit back, eventually, now people are going to feel sorry for you, but they're going to feel anger towards that person who
Mm-hmm.
continues to inflict pain,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's the key to family is what Andrea said, is pointing things out that people who don't know you that well or don't care about that much won't tell you. It's hard to be honest with people because you can get people upset with you if you're too honest. But here's the nice thing about being with family every day. You can give a little bit and take a little every day. You don't have to get the whole measure all at once, maybe by surprise,
Mm.
embarrassment. You know, there's a saying, praise in public, criticize in private, right? Everybody would love to hear what I have to say nice about somebody, but that person doesn't want to hear what I have to say in front of 20 other people,
Mm.
right? Who now will think that of that person, true or not.
Mhm.
And at a certain point, you are sensitive to things, right? If you go into a room and it's cold, you'll probably walk out or put a coat on. Same thing
Mm.
if it's warm. But people will put up with toxic people in toxic environments
Yeah.
by being polite, by being insincere, and then your life gets corrupted. Then your mindset is manipulation, taking advantage, you know, and that is so negative
Mhm.
because it's so counter to your true spirit. And you never come
Yeah.
home at night and feel proud
Mhm.
of what you have to do every day. Can you imagine going out and taking from people just to have when you could be giving people and
Mhm.
giving yourself and being around that? So it's really, I mean, you go to a theater and they got monster movies and then they got romance movies.
Mhm.
Same ticket price, right? They have comedies. Who buys the ticket to the monster movie? Who buys it to the
Not
romance?
me.
The comedy? And, you know, the thing is, you produce your own movies. Not
Yeah.
only do you buy a ticket to them, you
Mhm.
create them. And you should, just like you create your meals every day,
Mm.
every meal should be something that's joyful, right? Because you could choose from anything. Every relationship could be joyful. And I think that's the key is showing how you can be a family by providing the most for the family, right?
Yeah.
The people who are most loved in the family are the ones that take care of the other people, the
Yeah.
parents, the grandparents, you know, the uncles, the aunts. Uh, so it's almost that time. Final words for you, Ashley. What'd you think about your show and the audience and the experience from where you?
Oh, I love you guys, Andrea, Don, everyone out there. Hi, Harvey, Kelly, everyone out there. Thank you so much. I appreciated this show. It was wonderful. This was the best Sunday ever for me. I love it. Stay together. Family matters.
Mm.
Family matters because family has heart and soul, and they will be there for you. So I appreciate everything and everyone on the show. Please, let's be a family in a positive way. Let's reach out to each other. Andrea, You are a blessing because you come from the same corner of the world. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Adora. Don. Thank you so much for having me on, and I hope to come back soon so I can help more because that's what it counts: family
Mm,
help, family health, and family love.
Well, thank you, and it's great to have you in the family. And that's what you can never have too much of is love. Too many caring, thoughtful people in your life. And when you have that, the other people become less than they would have been if you didn't
mm,
have that. If anything, it shows you how lucky you are compared to others who don't know about a place like this or how to, engage a family. And that's our role, right? If this is valuable to you, it's valuable to people like you. And it's not about me, and it's not even the co-host. It's the
mm,
audience, it's the community. But more importantly, if this world is going to get to be a better place, it's going to be peer to peer, person to person next to you. It's not going to be some government or some institution because it can't. But we can. We've got a voice now.
mm.
We've got a platform. We've got the ability to reach around the world. And, if 20 million people are watching this right now, it would have been the same show.
Yeah,
So we could
absolutely.
do exactly what we're doing. It's just we're waiting for more people to see it. And that's the beauty
Mm,
of what everybody should look about family is look back, look where you are, look where you're going. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of tradition, a lot of history, a lot of hard work that got us here. But, from here, it's going to get so much bigger and better because people are getting smarter. They're getting more aware of what makes them happy. For people who haven't had happiness in a long time or family in a long time, for whatever,
mm,
Mhm.
they're getting something back they didn't know was possible because the point you got five sisters and that's what you got, right? You don't have to end up with more brothers somehow, you know. But when you now, let's say, adopt would be a good way. People adopt children. Why not adopt cousins? Why not?
adults.
Why not uncles? I mean, whoever it is, wise people, you
Yeah.
can say, hey, this is like my aunt when I was growing up, and I found somebody just like her who will still be an aunt to me. Or
Mm,
here's a nephew that I find really wonderful to be with.
Mhm.
That's the opportunity. Don't get caught up in labels. Is it a blood relative? Is it by marriage? Is it by friendship? What difference does it make? You're missing the point of the person, not putting them in a box again,
mm,
right? That's what we tend to do with people is we're finding reasons we don't want to spend time with people, and it's usually fear, ignorance, not taking the time to get to know somebody a little bit. Because when you come back to nothing, where was the rush when you had something,
mm.
right? I used to tell
Yeah.
people in my store
Yeah.
that we were only there for the customers. As soon as the customer
Yeah.
leaves, we're by ourselves again. So as
Mhm.
soon as someone comes in, you never be the one to make them want to leave. I
Mhm.
keep them here until the next one comes in and ask them questions. Where'd you come from? Why'd you show up? What do you like? And we can learn.
Mhm.
And that's why if you make every moment count, and you should, right?
Yeah.
Then what would you do if you wanted to help somebody, right? And a lot of times you got to be the one asking for help too, right? You can't sell what you don't buy, and you don't buy what you don't use, So you see what it is to ask somebody and what happens from it. And then you could say, my experience says that I was in the same boat you were. I
Mhm.
did this. This is what happened to me. Maybe it could happen to you. So, anyways, this is great advice. Reach out to Ashley. Last words for Andrea.
Start having a good relationship with yourself. And don't forget to wake up in the morning and say, I'm so thankful for waking up today. Because
Waking up,
millions of people don't. Don't forget.
waking up
Yeah,
with
they
a
say
bigger family.
Yeah, and more family the better, especially happy family. So with that said, thank you very much. Come back in 23 hours tomorrow. We're going to have Johanna with us. Great guest, an artist. Actually, the word is going to be painting because that's what Johanna does. So come back. It's going to be me and Kelly with her, and it's going to be a great show. So thank you again. Have a lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.
Bye.